It's Saturday, November 19th, 2022, the Saturday before Thanksgiving. We're on our way to Hammond, Oregon on the Columbia River to try and get some Thanksgiving crab. We're going to go down for the afternoon tide. It's been pretty windy down there with the east wind, but that's supposed to lay down today. And crabbing's been pretty good down there, so we should get our 12 crab apiece. At least we're hoping to. We're going to go out with Bob Reese from the Guides Forecast, and he's been doing pretty good down there. Hasn't been able to get out for a few days because of the wind, but I got a call from him this morning, and it looks like the wind's going to lay down a little bit for us. So we'll go out, pull some pots. I think he's out dropping them right now, so they'll have a few hours to soak, and we should have a pretty successful crabbing adventure.
The Dungeness crab, Cancer magister or Metacarcinus magister, inhabits bays, estuaries, and the nearshore coast of the western continental United States. The species, named after one of its most comfortable habitats, a shallow sandy bay inside of Dungeness Spit on the south shore of the Straits of Juan de Fuca in Sequim, Washington. It is also the Oregon State crustacean and was the keyboard player in one of my previous bands. Just kidding about the keyboard player part. About 1/4 of the crab's weight is meat, provided they've had enough time to recover from the molt or shedding of the shell. During their lives, they live several months as eggs attached to their mothers before being released into estuaries. Then the baby crabs are free floating and go through 5 larval stages and roughly 10 molts over a 2-year period before reaching maturity at about 4 inches. The crabs can live up to 10 years and reach 9+ inches.
Hi, Bob Reese, professional fishing and crabbing guide today, Lower Columbia River out of Hammond. Dave?
We have arrived at the marina and the weather is perfect for our annual fall family get-together. It's clear this afternoon with a relatively light wind for the Columbia River.
Everybody has a shellfish license?
Yep.
Everybody but Matt.
Come on, Matt.
We were talking about adopting him.
Hey, Max, here.
There's one tricky aspect of crabbing in this area that you'll see in a few minutes, in that you have to wait for slack tide for your buoys to pop up. Slack tide is in about an hour. The temperature was in the upper 40s and trailed down to the upper 30s as the evening approached. It was cold.
We're waiting for the tide to slow up a little bit. We had to, because of the east wind today, we had to wait until the afternoon when we didn't have converging energies. We had an east wind coming down river and an incoming tide coming up river, and it made the river pretty rough this morning. So we waited it out, and pot's got a good long soak on them. But we're waiting for the tide to slow up a little bit so that the buoys pop up from underneath the surface of the water and we can retrieve our 7 crab pots we have down here. So crab has been really good. I anticipate limits unless something goes terribly wrong. I've been using tuna carcasses for bait, and they have been fantastic. Some pots were getting 24 to 30 keepers a pot, so really high quality crab. They're getting to be good hard shell crab, and it should be a good day crabbing. Well, the tide's finally slowing down enough where the buoys are just starting to pop up, and I think it's all going to happen in a relatively short amount of time. We have the sunset heading towards us and another tide change, so our window of getting these traps retrieved and getting our quarry into the cooker is closing rapidly. Really?
Christmas is coming early.
Yeah, straight ahead. I think I know how. You're good right there, I think.
You'll hear John and Dave barking out engine orders to keep the boat directly over the pots while we pull them.
Yep, walking forward.
What's up, Max? Yeah? Yeah, me too. Wow.
12 times 5, we're about 60?
Yep.
Each crabber is allowed 12 crabs per day. As stingy as the regulations are throughout the rest of Washington and Oregon, the limit of 12 shows you just how well the Dungeness crab are flourishing in the river.
Elizabeth,
I'll be the counter.
everybody has a job.
I have no idea what mine
It'll be really cool if you could do it like the Count from Sesame Street.
8.
8.
10.
Oh. 10.
11.
Next pot is up. I'm not sure who's more excited. And Max doesn't even eat crab.
Yeah, we're definitely under.
Just like back in
Though not as bountiful as the first pot, our second has plenty of crab in it. You can really see the Columbia trying to pull these pots under, and they weren't even visible 30 minutes ago.
25, right?
25.
Our third was loaded with big crab.
That looks delicious.
We found the grandpa pot here.
You got 30?
30.
We'll call this pot Epstein's Island.
31.
All the males on it are really old
30. Woo!
and distinguished.
35.
Number 4 up next, and we've nearly 3 limits already as Mother Nature provides the beautiful backdrop.
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful shot.
You got color. That's good. That's good. That's good. Give me a little slack. Perfect. We're 43 keepers into it. We need 48 for the customer limit, and I'll take another dozen if I get them today. So, good hard shell crab, as I mentioned before, but we got the sun setting here pretty quick, and we got to find a few more of these, but they're all popping up, so our timing's just about right here. Finally, the wind's laid down. It keeps getting a little lighter all the time, and it should be an easy ride home if we find all 8 of our pots.
The challenge is on.
I told you that the pots would be tough to find. This has been the trickiest outing yet with respect to the current pulling the floats under.
Another nice pot. Oh wow, all hogs.
Oh man, outstanding.
Excuse me, I can count.
Max, are you a big fan of crab? Yeah, was that once for no, twice for yes?
And the march towards 60 continues. The Ocean and Columbia River commercial crab fishery is considered the most valuable single-species commercial fishery in Oregon, harvesting a 25-year average of 14 million pounds of crab per season.
Heading left.
There's color, lots of crab. Oh wow, oh wow. Oh man, I wish it was like this on me now. Woo. Whoa, we got some record breakers in here.
We've reached our limit and are pulling pots just to get them out of the current. With this much water moving over the pots, they can easily be buried in silt and some can become unrecoverable.
We got all the pots back in the boat. We had 8 crabbing today. Had no trouble getting limits of really high quality Dungeness out here on the Lower Columbia. And so this is just the time of the year. We discovered yesterday that the commercial fleet won't go in until at least the 16th of December. So we're going to have several more weeks of high quality crabbing here in the estuary. And of course, even though the commercial fleet's going to be delayed until at least the 16th of December, the ocean crab fishery will open on December 1st to recreational sport crabbers. So we got a lot of good options coming up after December 1st, but this Lower Columbia, really a tough place to beat for great crabbing this time of year, and this just seems to be an exceptional year for crabbing on most of the north coast. South coast closed because of some domoic acid infections down there for some of the crab in the estuaries, which is a unique and disappointing situation, but nonetheless, we're in peak season, and that's a good thing.
Yay! Limit out.
Limit out with Captain Bob.
If you like crab and live near Astoria, Oregon, you can do this just as easily as we do. The charter price is very reasonable, especially considering how much fresh crab costs. And these trips are great excuses to spend time with friends and family. Well, that's going to do it for us, folks. I'm editing this on Thanksgiving Day, so to all my friends, happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you on the next adventure.